What's going on? Kevin was right! Winter is coming and we don't have a man! Oh my God.
Hey, yo, lesson here, babe. You come at the king, you best not miss.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
What's up, boss? You believe that? You hold on. Oh no. Do you believe in that? Huh? Oh no. Yeah. Oh no. Come on. Do you believe?
All right, good people. I'm just doing this maybe 30 minutes or so to get this off my chest because I was, you know how you come to this channel, even though you're not subscribed, you still get certain feeds, okay? And she who shall not be named at this particular time, everybody probably can guess who she is, okay, was actually talking about the cutback on welfare and SNAP and Section 8. And she happened to bring up the table. And she's talking about how that the middle class is not really going to be affected. And how the people that are not indulge with these types of people or these types of women or at that particular economic status level are not going to be affected. And she jeers about us men cheering us, because we actually talked about table, because Obsidian used to holler cuts all the time, and it's funny that people will come in after the fact and hear something that has been repeated over and over again, not necessarily by me because I don't talk about it that much. But the thing is, without an understanding of what the discussion is about, like, oh, she's trying to shame women into doing this and shame women into doing that, and them not coming back to the table and blah, 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 and the table's already messed up and it's not going to change anything. Of course it's going to change something. It always does. It's already changing things. COVID changed the way the table looked. Basically, we're not waiting for them to come back to the table. They're already at the table. There's negotiations going on right now. Kevin was a sign that women were coming back to the table. They're already at the table. And they got scared because of COVID. And that was just a scare. That wasn't a cut off or a run because there was money being passed around to keep people alive. And so the thing is, they knew that this was a portend of things to come. Well, let me welcome some people, man, since I'm here, because that's normally what we do. Okay, instead of me getting into the rant. Ken seeing red, what's up? Tao, what's going on? Luther, what's happening? Horowitz, what's happening? This is the channel where VHS can be free. Not just coming out is when the man is truly pissed. True. Why says past your bedtime, catch me on the replay. It's already over, okay? That's why SBM Joe says table talk even with IKEA instructions, they gotta make it difficult. Of course they do. Instant Media, what's happening? Forever Blessed, what's going on? Prince, Chaz, what's going on? Yeah, fuck them all. Michael, what's going on? Just got home from work. Okay, cool. Mr. Edward Hyde, what's going on? Snowman, what's up? Yeah, cough, May, yeah. Now she's hidden from the channel, so she can't come up. I might unhide her later on, but she's in the corner right now. Okay, now if I may drop the link just in case she's floating around. So if May you floating around, I may drop the link in a few minutes to hear what your response is. Okay. But I'm sick of people that number one, don't know. Oh, that's right. That's right. This is VHS. Okay. Shout out to Charles. VHS in the building. Okay. I'm sick of people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about, chiming in about shit they have no clue about, never even read about the shit. don't even know what the fuck we talking about, okay? Why I feel in my neighborhood, your neighborhood, you know, your neighborhood does not encompass the entirety of the United States, much less the entirety of the black people in the United States. Okay, Atlanta, there's 40 some odd million people in the United States. 45 million black people in the United States. Okay, Atlanta only has 10 million people. Okay, in the whole state, and they're not a majority black state. You got about you got 4 or 5 million people in Atlanta. Okay, it's not the entirety of black people in the United States. It's not even close. And your little suburb outside the city is not representative of the black community. Okay, it's not. So when they cut welfare, okay, you got to remember this is a fucking supply and demand, a capitalist country, right? Okay, supply and demand. And SNAP and Section 8 and welfare only just a small part of it. Okay, we ain't talking about the AI cuts or the DEI cuts. You know about them because you in Atlanta. Okay, Atlanta lives off DEI and all this other kind of stuff that's funded by the federal government. Atlanta is the city, the modern city that the federal government actually built. And when they start cutting shit, okay, or they start reducing shit, you're gonna be felt not only by the people at the bottom, but by the people at the top too. Okay, with all those DEI jobs, with all the PhD jobs that they got, okay, they're gonna feel it too. But the thing is, just on a supply and demand thing, and Atlanta is gynocracy central. Okay, Atlanta already has a bad problem with too many females. Okay. And if their baby daddy, Uncle Sam, start cutting them off, the pressure for dates, the pressure for men are going to be intense. It's going to be intense. I can't tell you how many people, since Kevin started his foray in 2020 under COVID, okay, how with the hey big head calls are coming in. Hey big head is the reach back, as AC calls it. Them spinning the block and kind of come back and go back and dig through the crates to see if they can find a man. Or because the strong independent shit don't work no more. And even I don't care if you're wealthy, because trust and believe, I know too many fucking wealthy people, including a lot of NBA athletes that dip, okay? They dip and put pressure on their relationships by dipping, okay? And the amount of people that you're talking about in the black community, as far as men are concerned, is only 6%. Okay, the other 94% are the guys that earn below $60,000 a year, which are the men that we're talking about, which is within range of even a sister on Section 8. And if they're putting pressure on other women that are in fucking middle class, that's what's going to happen. Okay. That's downward pressure as far as price is concerned for everything, okay? If the price on a Toyota goes down, the price of a Mercedes will soon follow. Because the downward pressure on cars it'll actually be too intense, okay? Which is why they don't allow Chinese manufactured housing into the United States, because it'll actually put downward pressure on real estate prices. So the bottom and the top are connected, whether you like it or not. So as far as this table is concerned, okay, I said, Uncle Sam, Uncle Widow, Keisha, and now I've been thinking about you, about us. Calls are rolling. They're rolling in. Yes. Yes. Because not only the women that are at the bottom, they're collecting food stamps. The issue. What about the woman that's got the degree in DEI, just rolled up her job, right? And now she got to either feed her kids, or she got to live somewhere, or she got to move back in with her sister that does that Section 8. Not going to affect her. Not going to affect her prospects. Okay, especially when it starts hitting her pockets that she don't have no more. What's up, TJ? So the thing is, you know, the biggest funder. In fact, let me pull this up real quick because this is the welfare cliff. This is actually done by white boys. Okay, white boys came up with this. It wasn't black men that came up with this. Okay, called the welfare cliff. Let me see. I just grabbed it. Desktop. Ring 2. This is one of the one that I have on welfare cliff, right? Okay, how much a man has to earn, and this is a while back, right? Okay, how much a man has to earn to take the place of take the place of Uncle Sam, right? Okay, City of Chicago, right? Okay, you have to actually approach getting over the welfare cliffs. Okay, you got to approach like between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. Okay, just to approach to take the place of Uncle Sam. Okay, Uncle Sam back then. Uncle Sam was contributing like $40,000 a year in benefits. SNAP, Section 8, welfare, AI, health insurance, all that kind of stuff, right? In benefits. So you had to be making between $45,000 and $50,000 back then. This is like 3 or 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, right? Okay, to actually compete with Uncle Sam, compete with Keisha's baby daddy. Okay, it's just to compete with Keisha's baby daddy. So that is a real thing, okay? And we're not talking about a few 100,000, okay? We talk about a few million black women, okay? Some with kids, some with not. And black women with kids demanding that men make a certain amount, okay? But you notice, okay, when Kevin started, right, all these women wanted $150,000 a year makers to even qualify for a black woman that's average with 2 kids. Okay. Last I heard on Kendra G, that's all the way down to what 60,000. Okay, and they're willing to go 50-50. Now that now that Trump's in, and Trump is actually cutting shit, not just at the lower end, but also top end. Guess what? All these you don't hear no more. A man got to pay 100% of my bills no more. Okay. All these chicks are talking about going 50-50 now, because that's the reality. Okay, and the chicks that are working, that do have a job, that making decent salary, they know that man that making 50 can go down and get a chick that's cheaper. Okay, especially a chick that doesn't have a college education and got no kids, that's younger, because competition is stiff now. So all them guys, all them women, they're in their 30s and 40s, are looking for that guy, and because they had Uncle Sam had them backstop with DEI and government jobs, and also the welfare. Okay, the welfare cliff, as I said. Okay, that's going. Now these chicks are getting scared. Now they want to partner up because they need security. That's the table that we're talking about. Okay, I knew this was going to happen. I knew well ahead of time, because at some point the credit card was going to run out. The credit card is pretty much run out. And at some point, because I knew automation, because where I worked, okay, automation was rampant, right? And they were cutting jobs left and right. People were retiring, they weren't hiring people back. And that was in the mid-aughts, okay? And I knew that this was actually going to progress and work its way outward, okay, into the main, further and further into the mainstream. Me and Char Willie talked about this because she was a medical biller, right? She was a supervisor of medical billing, right? And she saw this, man. She saw this. I played a video of a chick at AT&T, right? AT&T reps fired the whole floor. Whole floor. This is the table, okay? This is the table they have to come back to because now, because Uncle Sam and other folks are not coming to rescue them. There is no rescue plan. Because Henry chose to fly. Yeah, and that is another piece of pressure that they don't like, okay? Passport bros, okay? That's how come they're trying to shame passport bros, okay? It's all right to trick on Keisha, but not Maria. Really? The women are going to come back when they do. Will you be ready for them? I said that in 2022. I said they're going to come back. Or you're still going to want them. I said that back in 2016, 2017, right? They will come back, but are you going to want them when they come back? Okay? And passport bros is through a big old fly in the ointment because now these dudes don't even want these chicks back. Uh, 50-50 sounds like a safer bet than going all in on 150K Henry that you're not going to get. Okay, that's just welfare, man. We ain't talking about the tariffs that have been put on. We ain't talking about the dislocation of the supply chain. We ain't talking about AI. Okay, taking jobs. Okay, teacher jobs, nurses jobs. Okay. HR jobs, all that kind of eliminated. And basically with Trump basically killing for the most part, DEI for the most part, okay? The white women are fucking losing their jobs, man. White women know, okay? White women know. Where's the table at so I can sit down and negotiate, okay? Black women are the only ones talk about, I'm not sitting at the table, even though they're there already. But they're coming to the table with nothing. That's like we have all this pressure. From the educated class to actually end the gender war, right? Because it doesn't serve them anymore. It doesn't serve women anymore. Politically, economically, socially, it doesn't serve them anymore, right? And it's not serving the United States. So what they need you to do is go back to where you were, okay? As far as effort, as far as companionship, as far as family formation, right? That's what they need you to do. But things they're not bringing anything with them. That's what I was saying earlier on my video, earlier today, right? Don't bring these broads over here if they haven't changed and they're not bringing anything with them. Okay, no, you had to bring something, baby. And the reason for the past decades or so, a woman's earnings didn't matter is because men didn't need them. Okay, that day is over. Okay. Not only are you going to have to come and do your part and actually open up your wallet, okay, baby, you're going to have to spend some money. Okay, your money is not your money anymore. It's our money. Just like my money is our money. No, $200 dates. Okay, I just showed you, man. You know, a few weeks ago. 51% of your dudes are not even dating. They haven't gone on a date in over a year. Them dudes are not showing up to the bars and cantinas and events, right? Because it's not worth it to them. Because you're not fun. Okay, you're not emotionally intelligent because you're not. You're emotionally needy. You're financially needy. Okay, and now you're getting sexually needy. And men are tired of putting out and not getting anything back because you don't have anything to give for the most part. You ain't got nothing to give. Why should he put up with you? A man can live perfectly alone by himself for the most part, right? Okay. And if not, he can find him a lonely Ford to hook up with. PS5 is very fun. The thing is, it's not really about the PS5. The thing is, why should I spend time, money, effort actually keep you happy, entertain you, and all I'm getting is drug and negativity. Okay, don't need that. Why am I paying to serve you? It's the opposite way around. That's why I talk about dudes that give away free penis, free dick. This is another problem that's going on. Okay, the reason that these heifers can hang around and serially date the same, the same 25% of guys is because them 25% of guys are giving away free dick. Trust and believe, if shoes will actually reverse, them women will actually want to get paid. You're not gonna get this for free. But all these guys are doing with their time, money, and their efforts because they're giving up orgasms for what? Validation? That's how you ruin the market. But now these chicks ain't bringing nothing, and they need you to support them. All of a sudden, that top 10, top 15, top 20% of men, they're gonna start doing the moonwalk. I can't take care of you. I'm getting tired of every time I come over or you come over here to my house, you begging. Better go find that so-called non-select dude and get with him and cut a deal. And a lot of these guys, a lot of you guys are gonna have to stop trying to get that emotional shit out of your head. You're gonna have to start cutting deals, okay? You're gonna sit at the table. If you're just gonna give her what you're gonna give her, there's no sense sitting at the table. Just go over there and get on your knees and kiss her ass, okay? If you're gonna sit down at the table, you have to negotiate in good faith, okay? You're gonna have to get something back. If she can't give you something back, either she got to leave that table, you got to leave that table. And I would say you leave that table because you got Latina, you got white, you got Asian, you got international chicks, you got all kinds of tables to sit at. Okay, you ain't got to be there with her. You can run the green card scam just like she does, right? Okay, and she run a green card scam, and Trump has made that hard to do. So you bring over a foreigner, right? You marry her, and she have a kid or two. Okay. Okay. Trump has no problem with revoking her green card, and she got to go back to square one because he's cutting the scam. On the house, yeah. Yeah, on the house. Okay, they're doing it for validation. That and the Max will tell you that's you messing up the game for everybody by doing that because now you become an unpaid prostitute. Now, if men could get find them a clean prostitute to bang that's a 7, 8, 9, or 10, all right, they take her all day long. Why mess with a 4 when you get a 7, 8, 9, or 10 for free? Even if it's just part-time. Even if you got to wait your turn. Dudes are waiting in line for a 10, a 9 or 10. Oh, dudes gonna wait in line. Okay, if they're number 50, they're gonna be in that line. Especially if it's free. No, yeah, there's always a table. Ain't no stop. You don't have to fight for the table. We ain't got. I told you, you don't have to fight. Okay, the table's going. You fighting them. Okay, you fighting for your reputation. Not really fighting for the table. That's number one. That's what the manosphere, especially black manosphere, was actually created for. Okay, it was not to bring them back to the fucking table. Okay, Obsidian threw that in. Okay, so actually to stop you from being disparaged. And for your voice to come out, and for you to show the truth, just like the one I was showing with Dr. Els, right? Okay, black women are the most educated. No, you're not. Black women are winning laps around men as far as earnings is concerned. No, you're not. Black women start the most businesses. No, you're not, because black women are awesome. Okay, that's debatable. But just like with the COVID and stuff like that shook up the whole dating market, this will too. Oh, this is going to obliterate the dating market. It's going to obliterate the dating market. If Trump follows through on all his stuff, okay, it's going to obliterate the dating market. It's going to basically as Spock says, right? Okay.
Sauce for the goose, Mr. Savick. The odds will be even.
Trump's going to even out the odds, okay? Trump's going to even out the odds. And if Trump starts to even out the odds between black men and black women, guess what's going to happen? It is because black men have more options. It is because there's 2 million less black men than black women. It is because we do earn more, okay? Guess where the table's going to tilt to? Which is they're going to be upset about. It's going to take away their power. Okay, and if they're getting rid of Miss Ann, okay, Miss Ann can't save you either. Where you gonna go? And this is for the guys that still want them. This is for the guys that still want them. Now I'm saying if you want them, okay, they're gonna be at a steep discount. If they're not already. I don't care if women figure it out or not. I don't care. They'll figure it out eventually. Okay, we're not responsible for their dilemma. Okay, because they didn't give a shit about you when you was going to prison. Give a shit about you when you were homeless. They didn't give a shit about you when you didn't have a job. You were struggling. They actually shit on you. Okay. You're not qualified for marriage because you ain't got this. You ain't qualified for a woman because, or even dating, because you're not making at least $50,000 a year. Sometimes that's not even enough. Okay, if you can't take me to a certain restaurant, you shouldn't date. When Maria is bringing over a plate, Maria's bringing over a plate, so you actually get to know her. She wants a $200 dinner out of you. If you're going to make it transactional, baby, put the tag on it. Come give me the goods. I pay you up front. And we can walk away clean. He never took the big rib away. Since you have a daughter, are you not partially responsible? Of course we are, okay? Of course. Do you have a daughter, King Pix? You have kids? Do you have kids? Because if you ain't got no kids, you don't have a say in what my daughter does. Okay? You got kids? Of course not. Shut the fuck up. I'm a young scholar. Well, you know what the fuck it is, okay? Evidently, you're not a scholar, okay? If that's the case, then you know exactly what's going on with this, okay? I said, what does the government do with all these empty vessels, okay? They can't afford them. They got to scuttle them, right? They put them back on the lot. If you have kids, you know that the women, their mothers number one, the school's number two, and their friends are number three as far as how they act. And what I put into my daughter, which she's that's fairly reasonable, okay? Both of them actually are. It's not going to trump all those three because it's not my job as a man to train her to be a wife. It's not. So you sound just like them. And my daughter knows. I've been hard on her ass, okay? But you got all these other women and all these other programs that give her an out. It's just I've been going through your older stuff, and I need to say thank you and salute. And the biggest thing, I could say, y'all the Negroes are dating these chicks. What are y'all doing? Because back in the day, half the shit that you guys accept, we wouldn't accept. I'll accept chicks that don't know how to cook, don't know how to boil water, can't clean a house. talk to you any kind of way. Okay, the shit that I did y'all put up with, man. Well, back in the day, you could do that. A lot of chicks could have fire knocked from them. When you choose a wife, it'll probably be overseas. Yeah. I'm not dating right, okay? Okay? I'm not dating right now. I'm just fucking him. Yeah, you probably are. Are you getting paid? Are you getting paid? If you're getting paid, well, then you're a paid hoe. You're doing it the right way. I doubt that you're getting paid. I really do. You don't act like it. You don't talk like it. Because their mama didn't train them. So I'm telling you guys, from a guy that actually raised two girls, and how hard that shit is, especially when you raise them in a gynocracy. Okay, I'm just talking about that. The influence that her mother had on my daughter and her grandmother and my mother, and the shit that they do and how they pass this shit down. Kevin said, winter is coming, episode 2021, BGS at best. You got about 5 to 6 years before this shit is permanent. Yep. My 17-year-old is a little chunky and has RBF, but she is sweet and can cook a little. Too bad she lazy and been without her mom since she was 8. Yeah, but the thing is, even then, sometimes you got to find a replacement, like your mother or an aunt or somebody like that can come in and help. And Black want to falsely claiming business ownership to get the child tax credit, earned income tax credit. And I know this first thing I should be a tax manager. That's why many earn under 20K. Yeah. Because they're lying. Well, I don't mind people that are uneducated with this shit, but I do mind other people, right, that are educated. Okay. I don't care. If you have to send your kids to a school system, okay, the school system is going to train your kid no matter what you think and what you like. They have the biggest influence on your kid is their mother and the school system, unless you take them completely out of school. And I have pretty decent daughters, okay, not perfect but decent. But the thing is, the same shit that affects all the other women affect them too. The media, the school system, all this other shit that they put up with, okay? I don't know about that, but I get an occasional, okay? Shut up, man. King Picks. Shut up, man. And all you niggas come up here lying. A lot of you people come up here lying about this shit, okay? You think black men and black women are in a prisoner's dilemma? No, they used to be, okay, until you have the option to get out, okay? Even though it's still intense, because I just got my ex-wife's been guy sent me some more videos about how they're harassing black male and white female couples, okay, online. And when they just posting a picture, right? They can't even post a picture of their marriage or them being together on Twitter. A lot of people attacking them. Okay, so it's still there. It's still there. But the thing is, the options to branch out into other spaces are there, which black women absolutely do not like. But the thing is, all this stuff is going to, without the Uncle Sam's credit card, all this shit's going to collapse. All this shit is going to collapse. And I'm telling brothers. I've been telling brothers, man. Okay, if they will come back to the table. Really, they already are back at the table. Okay, when they come back to the table, make sure that you get your return on investment from dollar one, from day one. Okay, don't fall into this trap. Don't feel guilty. Okay, if they can't find a man, that's their fucking problem, not yours. Do you think black men and women are okay? I already answered that question. Okay. Anyway, we're 30 minutes in. I will drop the link. I said there is a table. There's always a table. There's always a metaphoric table. I don't know what you guys think, how you guys use English, how you guys use metaphors. Okay. Anytime there's two parties, there's always a table. Always is. Every time you swipe left or right on a dating app, you have to negotiate. That's a table. Anytime you negotiate, that's a metaphoric table. When you go interview with your boss, okay, or you get interviewed for a job, that's a metaphoric table. You have to negotiate what you're going to get paid, what your duties are going to be, blah 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 blah. Okay, it's a metaphoric table. I don't know why English. For some of you guys, English must be a second language. Okay, it's a very simple concept. It's a very simple concept. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's a very simple concept. Uncle Sam is at the table right now with you. Okay, what do you think Donald Trump's trying to do? And the white boys, especially since the white boys are gone rogue, okay, Uncle Sam is desperately at the table negotiating, trying to get black men and women back together as they form families. There's always a table. So so like I said, when I see people say dumb shit like that, which, like I said, every time people say shit like that, they should show in supposedly educated. That's the problem. Supposedly educated, sophisticated people saying dumb shit like that. Supposedly educated people that can't understand simple human interactions. Okay, there's always a table. What did Donald Trump said? He wanted to bring the Russians back to the negotiating table, right? Okay, even though they're winning. Same thing with Gaza and the Gaza and the Israel and the Palestinians negotiating table. Okay, Pakistan. Okay, negotiating table. Ruto with the Gen Z protesters, negotiating table. There's always a table. When two parties disagree, they have to come together and negotiate. When you have to negotiate your contract, okay. Union versus management. It's called a table. I supposedly educated. Okay, just because you have a credential doesn't mean that you're educated. I beg to differ. I got two daughters with credentials. Okay. And I got another. I got a daughter-in-law with credentials. So what? When I say supposedly, so educated people are supposed to be educated enough to actually know simple concepts. If you come up there, I have to doubt. I have to doubt your education when you can't understand a simple concept, a very simple concept. It's not that hard, okay? If you read history, okay, you know what what a negotiating table is, okay? You can't take credit for, man. Gabe, shut the fuck up, man. Take your lame ass out of here, okay? You know I don't like you no way. Take your lame ass on, man. Because regardless of what I got, okay, my track record speaks for me. I don't know how your track record chimes out. My track record speaks for me. I've been in this game 20 years, okay? My track record speaks for me. A whole bunch of levels. Yeah, you lame, motherfucker. You are lame. You are lame. You don't have to even finish in school, man. I got Maria that barely finished high school, okay? She didn't even finish in school. She taught how to be a wife. Sergeant Willie Pete used to go at me all the time about this shit, okay? Anytime two people come to negotiate a price or whatever goods or services they want to supply, it's called a market. A dating market is a table. Nah, he ain't joining the panel. I'm not talking to him. If he says something else negative, man, go ahead and snipe him, Louis. I don't like the motherfucker no way. He ain't had his chance with me. That has never worked, man. Okay, that has never. I'll let people up for like 30 minutes. That shit never worked. Shit never worked, man. That's why you go back and read about history, right? That shit never worked. Okay, you have never had that kind of push in your family. Never, ever.
Yo, what's going on, BGS?
What's up?
Hey, man, thank you for having me once again on your show, man. You be dropping a lot of Jews, man. I want to definitely come up and give you your flowers while I still can, man. But one thing, man, that's crazy. I never thought I would get on here, and I heard you say, and it actually makes a lot of sense the way I look at it. When you say that dealing with some of these 304s, and when I talk about 304s, I'm not talking about the ones in America. I don't recommend nobody do that with them, but basically dealing with 304s are cheaper than marriage and an actual relationship. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because a lot of guys, and I used to be one of them, man. Like, let's say, like, you might get lucky, you going out, you passing out your number, and you meet women that like how you look, and they just give you, I guess, a quote unquote free sex. And so, you feel like you're a little bit better than the person that didn't get that for the evening, right? But now we're in a point in time. At the end of the day, everybody needs something to survive. So your looks or whatever you had at that moment that made those women sleep with you just for that, that's a temporary thing. And then when you start thinking about marriage, and I look at what the quote unquote select guy who was married or in relationships, what they be dealing with, I'm like, dang, it makes sense what you said. It is cheaper, but the only thing is, we come from a community where we'll look at each other, we call it tricking, and we like, if you got a trick, you must be a lame, ugly motherfucker. You must be lame.
Where does that come from, man? Where does that come from?
It came from the women saying that. And so and I got a question for you on that. So if a lot of these women, there's 304s in the US, right? Because the women outside the US don't think like that if they're 304s. But if you're a 304 in the US and you need men to survive, why are they looking down on their customers? I noticed that too.
Is because I actually went through that in my on my earlier talk on my BSD More page. Basically, okay, the white man put her over the family and put her over you. Okay, she's always looked down on you. She's always looked down on you. She always thought that you were defective. Okay. That's why you have to prove yourself. Okay. Well, see if I can find it. Okay. White woman actually on Shay Shardae's channel actually said it. Okay. See if I can find it.
Yeah, well, I was talking about because I was looking at a TikTok, right, and it was this ugly black 304 that was on there, right. Now, keep in mind, I think they forget that you're still selling box. Like selling box and him buying it. To me, y'all both damn near in the same box. Like neither one of y'all can criticize the other, to be honest with you. But in their mind, over here in the U.S., they feel like the person that's purchasing it from them, right, they feel like he's beneath her, but you have to sell box to get something to eat or buy your favorite drug or pay your rent. Like, so who do you think in that case, like who's supposed to be above the other one? Like, you know, in that case, I don't feel like neither one of them got any room to talk about the other. But what do you think, BJ?
What okay, this is, I'm gonna play this real quick, okay?
Okay.
And basically, and this is white girl said it, okay?
Okay.
White girl said, okay.
That. So if that's a belief, if her belief is that, you know, black men are hard to know, non-emotional, hard to get to know, whatever her thought is around that, like that's going to impact all the way down. So if she believes that about black men and then she feels closed off herself and then feels like she needs to be guarded and act hard, I don't know, then that's the experience that she's always going to have with black men.
Yep.
Yes, if she thinks white men are the king and are emotionally available and there for her and do all this other stuff, she's going to feel more respected and more loved. Therefore, she's going to act different. So unfortunately, I feel like for a lot of black men, they're starting probably in a hole, whereas white men are starting on a pedestal. And if we're really getting into the race thing and you're wanting to like break that down.
Did she just say that, man? We got to clip that. I'm gonna clip that.
Damn, that was deep. Damn it, that was deep, man.
Black men, I mean, basically, black. You know, when I started reading back in history, right, basically with Frazier and Du Bois and other things, right? Okay, black men have always been in the fucking hole.
And I'm trying to figure out from these guys, and you want to come back to a table for what reason? If you're starting out in a hole, like
it's because they want to be, because they want black women. Okay, they want them. Okay.
I guess they don't understand that there's millions of quote unquote melanated women all over the planet.
They don't care. Okay. What I'm saying is, if you want them, that Obsidian is one of them. Obsidian don't want to go overseas. He want an American black woman. Okay.
I could tell by he keep complaining about him all the time.
Valdez the same way. Okay. Most of the black manosphere actually wanted American black women. Most of them did, right? They weren't SYSBM or Passport Bros. Okay, Passport Bros came later. Most of them actually wanted, but they complained about them. I said, just wait, okay? When their baby daddy, Uncle Sam can't take care of them no more, or look out for them no more, and Miss Ann can't look out for them no more, they had to come back and negotiate.
But my whole thing is this, man. If you go into a negotiation table to negotiate with this chick, and technically she's only doing it because she needs something. So in my opinion, what is the difference between her and the 304? Because she's making a bargain with you at that moment.
All women make bargains, man. Okay, you go to arranged marriages. Okay, the family does the bargaining for it. It's always a negotiation. Okay, I don't care. Traditional marriage is always a negotiation. When you let me ask you this, man. You go down to Latin America with no money and no passport, okay? How far are you gonna get?
I'm not going to get nowhere.
You're not gonna get nowhere, right? Okay. You got to have something. You got to bring something to the what?
Table.
Okay. And she got to bring something to the what?
Table.
Okay. And you guys have to figure out is whatever your value is, whether it's swag, whether it's conversation, whether it's dick, whatever it is. Okay. You got to bring something, right? Okay. Otherwise, she can't be with you. Okay, and vice versa.
I just feel for my dollar, I ain't trying to be funny. I go get a better product. I mean, I guess I'll leave her for Valdez them. But for my hard-earned dollar, if you telling me I got a choice of tables, that's just me. I'm going over to Latin America with my money.
And most of that, because they actually opened up the banking system and opened up travel systems because of the internet. Okay, 10 years ago, most of that shit wasn't available. You couldn't do that. Mm-hmm. Now you can. Okay, Passport Bros didn't come about until like 4 or 5 years after the Black Manosphere. Why? It's because you couldn't move around like that. Now you can.
Yep.
Couldn't do that before. Doesn't believe I went down. I was down in Latin America in 2014. Shit ain't that easy. It's a lot easier now. So you have way more options now than you had 10 years ago, or even 15 years ago, or even,
I still say
let alone
BGS.
20. Go ahead.
I still say BGS. You need to put on. There's 4 billion other coochies
On the planet.
planet.
Yeah, I hear that repeated a lot now. Okay, because it's true.
It's just true. There's 4 other. Why should I negotiate with you, especially when you're gonna give me a bad deal? Why should I? Why should I be at the table with you?
The women in America are trying to get the government to actually ban passport bros, where you can't bring women back into the country, or basically or try to restrict your passport.
And based on recent history, Miss Ann tried to take your spot.
Miss Ann needs is a chair. Okay, like I told you, Miss Ann don't care what color the chair is. Okay.
Yep, Miss Ann don't care what color the chair is. She just needs a chair.
And guess what? Most of your welfare women are what color again?
Caucasian.
Yes,
they're white. Okay.
Yeah.
White.
Is she gonna be protected about a black man if she need help?
No, she's not.
Okay. You can get and same thing with the Latinas, right? Okay, they can't cook and clean all the kind of crap, right? If they're under pressure, or they go. Trust me, I'm in Cali. Okay, they love them some black men in Cali. That's how come sisters don't even like to date here, because they can't get in an inch edgewise. Okay, tough dating market for sisters here. That's how come a lot of them are actually moving out. Can't date here.
Yeah.
So I don't, with stop it. There is no table. Come on, man. What I'm saying is educated fucking people that claim to have degrees, claim to be able to read and write, okay, don't know what a negotiating table is, okay? Or the term table, okay? Oh, it's got to be a physical table where you actually come in.
It's a figure of speech, basically.
Speech, but the thing is, they act like it's like a circle. Man, y'all can't be this dumb.
Yeah, they are.
I think they trolling you, man. You can't be that dumb. They can't be that stupid. They got to be trolling you.
No. I used to think that too, but I'm starting to think some of them are that dumb.
I'm listening to this stuff. You don't think that the cuts are actually going to affect the dating market, okay?
Yeah, good
yes,
luck.
it is.
Crawling, they're crawling back on their knees, ready to say, "I'm gonna suck it, black man."
They're already doing that shit, okay? They're already doing that
Bring
shit.
me back. I need you, black man.
The thing is, at what cost? Okay, that's why I said wait. Just wait.
Look, they talking about stealing out of Walmart. They don't sound like they desperate to you.
Yeah, well, that's
Bro,
on the government. Okay?
Well, I was gonna say one thing, BGS. I don't know how bad it's getting out there in y'all states, but I live in Atlanta, so
I do too.
A little
Oh
wild.
yeah, Gunocracy Central.
Yeah, bro. So I'm literally watching them now. Like now, every quote unquote every blue moon, I kind of look at the host roll. Except I got like a little website where the host roll is, right? And now all of a sudden,
King Pix, you can bring your ass up here, okay?
Yeah, but basically all I'm saying is, hey, I will cook, I will clean, I'm gonna clean your house and I'm gonna give you some pussy now. And I'm like, all that for $100 now.
What?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. It's getting like that, bro. Like, they out here. I'm gonna suck your dick in. I'm gonna clean your house. Hey, but what they say? It has to be mediumly dirty. So but I mean, so anything but a deep clean. Apparently, she got you.
Everybody thinks. Evidently, you must not be the Mac that you think you are, man. You think it's only going to affect broke dudes that date single mothers, okay?
He's stupid. He's stupid.
He's fine, bro.
In other words, you young and you claim that you out there fucking and stuff like that, and you out there on the scene. You're lying, motherfucker. Okay.
Bro, like BGS, but I hear all these cats say they fucking. I'm like, fucking what quality of woman, bro?
No, it doesn't matter quality of woman. You ain't fucking nobody, okay? Because you know how the dating market goes, okay? The more women out there, okay, the less men available. Less men available means they have to come down on their price. I don't care who you are.
Exactly. Remember, it's all about the cost inflation. Say the more it is, you know.
Supply and demand.
Supply and demand. I saw what the crack era did as far as the dating and marriage market in Los Angeles. Okay, it crashed that motherfucker. Right. In other words, why should I take you out and spend money on you or whatever I want to do on you when I can actually go get the same goddamn thing for $5?
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind, we ain't making no better by us flying overseas. I got another trip planned too coming up in the next couple months again.
And
So
think about BJ. You were in your 20s.
One at a time.
You were in your 20s.
Hey, hold on. He's speaking. Let him finish. Go ahead, bro. Finish. What you gonna say? You got another trip planned to do what?
I was saying I got another trip planned and coming up again in a couple months, man. I don't want to name this country because I don't want a lot of dudes flooding it and jacking up the prices there.
Oh, okay.
But it's a place that I go.
Is it Latin America or is it Africa?
It is Latin America, and it's a place that I go, man. And the women are just lovely, man. Like, put it to you like this, right? I know of a brother that that's from the States or whatever, from up north, right? And he the kind of brother, I ain't gonna lie to you. You can look at him and tell that you just know that the sisters ain't feeling him. I could just tell that it's look, it's whole, yeah. So this brother overseas, right, man, he getting all kind of love, whether he dealing with the 304s or whatever, right? So guess what? This man is hooked.
Yeah.
He the one told me about it and got me put on to it. And I said, oh man, I don't want to even go nowhere else. And so if I'm coming back here, right, to Atlanta, and I'm listening, I'm walking around these women and they popping they whatever they fakery and they buffoonery. And I just love what I love. Man, please, man. I was drained. Like, I literally didn't even have no energy from the woman here when I got back.
The thing is, okay, people said, okay, you got no morals. Okay, nigga, you ain't got no morals either. You've been sleeping with all these chicks and it's kind of bullshit. You ain't got no morals either. You're not married married to a woman, a wife and kids, and she only got one woman. So stop that shit. Number one. Number two, okay. Whatever makes a man happy, whether it's tricking, whatever it is, because tricking wasn't that big a deal when I was coming up. Okay, wasn't that big a deal. Okay. Whether she's a pro or whether she's a little lightweight sugar baby or you got her out on contract, okay? Wasn't that big a deal, okay?
It only matters to people in the States, and I'm gonna be honest with you. You mainly hear the black community in America talking about it. Nobody else cares about like a lot. Yeah, a lot of these topics that we talk about and stuff like that, I be hearing guys online, like we be fussing back and forth trying to get the women to understand, and it's getting goofy to me to a certain point because I'm like, the women are who they are. So I don't know what these guys think they gonna say and do to magically change these women. It's just not gonna happen. But hey, if you want to waste your time on Earth, more power to you. But me, I'll be in the sky on my way. whether it's free or pay for play, whatever, I won't be doing it here. I tell you that. Yeah. I won't be dealing with what Tyrone is dealing with. I tell you that.
Bro,
go ahead.
I was going to
we barely hear you.
My bad. I was saying my bad. Only thing I simply just figured out when I was on some of these little TikTok lives, man, some of these dudes trying to turn whores into housewives. And when I basically when it kind of click like thoroughly, that's what these people trying to do. I was like, bro, you can't turn whores into housewives, man. I'm talking to dude. He's like, she got 15 bodies. I can save her. I'm sitting here like,
man. Okay. The thing is, most guys do not know how to date a high body count chick, man. I've had enough of them. Okay.
I wouldn't even. For me personally, I tell cats, just go over after you.
If you don't know how to deal with a high body count chick, then you shouldn't mess with her. Okay.
But BGS, going back to your earlier point, with your video earlier that you did on your main channel, your pushback again to Jeff, right? Like, dudes aren't taught how to date. Dudes aren't taught what women are, right? They're taught this idealized version of women, and you're taught to accept whatever a woman does because that's what's good for.
Because it's normal, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My grandson, right, 9 years old, right? Okay, went through the same shit I went through. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell a little girl that you like, and she wanna cuss you out or hit you. Okay. She mean to you. Okay. When normalized to us. Okay.
Yes.
What's up with that shit?
Yeah, and so what you do is you get into the dating market and you date like that, and you get the results that you get, and it's somehow your fault for getting those results.
What is rule number 1?
Always blame.
I'm done with life, and it's
I don't care what it is. That's why it's difficult for me to talk to pro-blacks. Okay.
I
I will say this.
Because it's always Jermaine's fault. Go use your business and then Charles.
Man, the amount of people that I try to have conversations with, like I even try like a 19-year-old do it, and I really was trying my best to kind of lead him down the path. And the thing he just kept going back to was, "Well, bro, don't you think you condition not to like black women?" And I kept telling him, I was like, "Bro, she not doing what you need to. She got a high body count. This is I was like, bro, do you know how many women in America got herpes?" Bro? He was like, "I don't know." I said about half, bro.
Half, about half, a little bit more than half now.
A little bit more than half. I told him more than half necessarily, but I'm going through the thing, and he like, "But don't you think you hate black women?" And I just couldn't. And he just couldn't. I was just like, "Oh God, bro."
Why does it? Okay, did you ask him why does he believe that that you hate black women? Because last time I heard the women in Africa were black. Last I heard.
Yeah.
Concerned.
That's the funniest thing is, right? See, I basically understand. I basically boiled it down to the science when I was talking to the dude. It's basically like, if you don't like black American women, you a bitch to them necessarily. So I'm like, so basically, as if this woman is AKA the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, she only a woman, bro. I'm sorry, and not even the best quality of women. So I don't know. I don't know.
So why is he? What's he defending about black women? You're supposed to be loyal to them.
Yeah. Basically, they got that quote unquote. You just need to be loyal. I was talking to this one guy. Like, some other people were getting it. Like, I was in the the TikTok.
Is it barbershop? Oh, TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, TikTok. Yeah. So it's all, but this little dude, he's like 19, and I'm like, the other grown men in the thing was like 25 and up was like, we understand. The 19, he just did not want to understand anything I was saying, so I had to kind of just leave it. But
well, it's kind of like this. I don't care for interracial dating because most women.
That's your what?
That's my thing.
That's your preference, right?
That's my thing. I care less about others.
So you're willing to put up with the downside of dating black women, right?
It's even if it's like an international black woman, I just never found Asian or white women attractive.
So you're willing to put up with what the trade-offs, right? Which is no problem. Yeah.
If you want to, you do. If you don't, you don't. I'm just like this. One, get your mind right, get your body right, get your money right. Whatever woman you get, if you choose to get a woman at all, that's up to you. A lot of dudes are worried about the wrong thing because guess what? If you ain't right, what the fuck you need a woman for? And a lot of these dudes,
you need a woman just like you need air. Okay, you can get a woman. Okay, you don't have to be.
Yeah, well, but here's a lot of things. A lot of these dudes obsessed about it.
Well, the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Okay, people think like getting a woman is something a special thing, right? I know dudes that I've been down where people live in fucking 10 shacks. They have more than one woman. Okay, it's bullshit.
Like that's why I said getting a woman should not be the main priority, which for dudes, unfortunately, it is. And this is the reason why you're the garbage men of the dating world. Where is your drawing line?
Okay, but the thing is, who trains the garbage men?
Hey, it's the foreman.
It's the foreman. It's the mama. Okay. Yeah.
Mama is the foreman for us.
And the reason why even BGS got pissed when I first said it.
Yeah.
You notice about the standards, you niggas don't have any. And then when you don't have any standards,
okay,
think about it. You're bred to have no standards because what shapes do black women come in?
Mm-hmm.
What attitudes?
Mm-hmm.
And if you had a standard, guess what? There's two things these bitches would do: evolve or die.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. Because at the end of the day, you either get with the program or get lonely.
Yeah, but the thing is, which I don't have no, okay, Charles, I don't have no problem with what you choose or what you do individually, right? The thing is, the shit ain't gonna get fixed. Okay, by saying it. Well, you got too many simps doing shit. The thing is, why are they simps?
And even if you have simps, does that mean you should be treated badly?
Nah, well,
unless you like that treatment, that's one thing. But like I said, a lot of times, indifference is better than anything else.
They've been trained to accept it, man.
Once you, the power of indifference is a motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you use it, if you learn how to use it, because a white boy had no problem turning them down, does he?
Nope, because he doesn't accept it. He's trained. He's trained in a different way.
Trained in a different way.
To me, I'm just looking at it like, wait a minute. You bitches are legitimately crazy, and you really think that? Nah.
It was crazy is
they're not okay. The thing is, they ain't crazy.
no, and they're not crazy. I'm saying what's crazy is the fact that they'll train you when you're young to accept all types of bullshit, and when you're grown and you actually do accept the bullshit, they call you a bitch for accepting it.
Because that's the way the world goes. But guess what kind of guy they look for?
So what type of guy they look for? Do they look for
the strong, independent guy that has his own mind in whatnot? No, they don't. Do they?
No.
They like bitches. You know why? Because they get to be the man.
That's the way they train, man.
Here's the question: if bitches don't have drama, what else do they have to talk about?
That's true. And the only drama they have is you.
Because if you don't have any real problems and they get the man they want, how long is it? I told a bitch one time, if you think your ex-husband is all that, go back to him. You get mad because I said it?
Yeah, Louis Gay tried to get kicked out, man. Because I was actually on May's panel one time. He wanted to come up, and May's I'm gonna bring him up. She said, "No, you're not." I said, "Not with me on the panel, okay? You can bring him up, but I'm not gonna be here." She said, "Why?" Because I don't like that motherfucker no way.
He's a bitch.
When I say I'm from LA, okay, I don't know how y'all do it on the East Coast, but basically we don't sit in the same room when we actually don't like a motherfucker. Okay, we get up and move.
He said he a weirdo. He a buster.
He's what we call an educated lame. He got mad because I call him educated lame because he's trying to.
Let's say it right. Yes, he's a bitch ass nigga.
No,
he a buster with a bachelor.
A bitch ass nigga is one thing. A nerd and a lame is another thing. Okay, that's what he is. He just don't want to.
He thinks he's the smartest nigga in the room because he's one of those niggas who got swirlies in high school and college. He think he finally lucked up and did something. I got married. No, nigga, you got basically last chance.
Yeah, basically. But you know, who knows how he got married? Because he's not ADOS. Okay,
so he's like a Boyce Watkins or something.
No,
he got married, but the only thing is
he's Nigerian.
He's Nigerian.
He's Nigerian. Okay,
he could have gone back home to get married. He could have married a Nigerian. I don't know how he got married, which I don't really care one way or the other. Motherfucker, I know, man. I'm a nerd. I know nerds when I hear one. Okay, you're lame. Okay, you didn't get no. You didn't get none in high school. Barely got some in college. Okay,
got some in your marriage.
Yeah,
you
got two kids. So I don't know, man.
I mean, you can fuck twice to get lucky.
Hell, bro, you almost got pregnant.
CBGS, I'm not only nice. I had a bad day today. I'm not nice to no fucking body. Yeah. Fuck that. Fuck every hair on his head if he have any. Fuck them ugly ass, buck ass, ugly ass, fucking. What you call them? Veneers. Fuck them. The fucking dentist could have shaved that shit and gave you a lobotomy. Fuck that nigga. Bitch. I can't tell you from your asshole or for your face. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing about Gabe, man. You trying to, I mean, don't come here on the internet trying to make up for what you don't get in real life. Okay, ain't my problem. Ain't my problem that when God was dishing out favors, you didn't get many of them. Okay.
Oh, come on.
What you got to blame?
That's fucked up, bro.
You know,
damn, you hit him where it hurt, man. That cut deep.
Motherfucker, I'm give you 2.5, bro.
Motherfucker,
Jesus.
Make me select. No, motherfucker, you're not select. I'm sorry. Okay, maybe next life. Okay.
Maybe next life. That's crazy.
Yeah, he can go back. He can go back to Nigeria. He probably won't have no problem. He need to go back to Lakeland.
He's married with 2 kids. What the fuck you doing over here?
That nigga couldn't be select.
That's crazy.
That nigga couldn't be select on a Super Nintendo controller.
He's mad that he's mad that he's not select. So he gonna try to pick on Pookie and Ray Ray for getting his woman. Okay, the women that he wants.
Why do you want them women anyway? It's crazy. That's what's wild.
Because bitch ass niggas do bitch ass shit.
No, it's because you can't get the good looking women in your class. Okay, so what do? You move down, right?
Yeah.
And now you mad that Pookie's woman don't want you either.
Don't want to bump no more with no big fat woman.
Okay, just because you got a degree, because you got a position, the thing is, she don't like you. No, she don't like you. She like dudes in her class. Okay, she like different things.
Yeah,
you better get his $40 ready this season.
And then, goddamn, don't be ugly.
He in the wrong place. He should have went somewhere else.
Don't be ugly too, because goddamn, you gotta pick a struggle mode then.
Yeah.
Goddamn, teeth look like venom off of Spider-Man.
I mean, I have no problem. I don't have no problem with nerds, man, stuff like that. But come in with some manners. Don't come in with the superiority shit, okay? Well, I got a degree, man. Get the fuck out of here, okay?
He call you an akata.
Oh, he don't want to do that, man. He don't want to do that. Okay? He don't want to do that.
Yeah, we gonna leave those out of the room for right now.
Oh, we don't want to do that. He don't want to do that. Not with me, because
play those games.
I go back to your village. What do I see, bro? I go to my village. What your brother be doing? Because you're in the top 1%. What about the other 99%? Okay. I can go back. I can go back and buy a girl from Nigeria. Okay. I go to the village. I can go back and buy.
My God.
10 of your girls. Okay, if I want to, because they sell them
what O'Shea say? Ding my booty clap sound.
Yeah, booty clapping sound. I had no problem with them. The thing is, don't come over here with that shit. That's why they don't come over talking that shit to me. Okay, man, I know what's like in the village.
I got a problem with fuck that nigga.
Well, it's the funniest thing because like a week and a half ago, bro, I actually went back to I went to South Africa, right? I had a partner. I had to go kind of just check in with basically.
Where you go? Cape Town and Joburg.
I went to what is it? I think it was what was it? Alexandria. I think that was more closer to Joburg, if I'm really.
Oh, okay. So you close to the ghetto. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, basically, right? Because I basically went there because I knew it was some dudes out there that basically needed some stuff, right? So when I'm down there, I'm actually really seeing like what's down there. I'm like, bro, that's where you live at? He like, yeah, that's where I live at. I'm kind of like, ooh,
yeah.
Like, I mean, it's not bad. I'm not gonna sit there and say like I live.
No, it's not when you go closer out to the village, okay, where you get the shanties. But no, it's not that bad.
No, BGS, bro. This one was.
Is it shanty?
It was like the step above the shanty.
Okay.
Like like the shanty is like where you shanty is like where you be like, damn, bro. That's what the other South Africans look at like the immigrants and be like, bro, that's how you live, bro. Like that's like it's levels to this game if you wanna.
Oh, so basically, he got a basic house with a floor and shit like that.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But you got the 4 square walls, maybe.
Yeah.
It may actually be like a concrete roof. It may not.
Yeah. You like a cinder block house with a basic roof. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you come back to go, when you go to seeing that, and then you like. I'm actually telling dudes how to, hey, bro, you can do this and set up a free electricity and internet. Folks looking at me like I'm God over there. I'm saying like basic knowledge, bro.
Okay.
So I don't know, like when you kind of see how the rest of the world is kind of kicking it, and then you really see what you have, then you really gives you a fuller picture of the world.
I don't have an issue. Okay, but think when you come over and flex on our people that are not that are in the majority, okay, and talk about how good you are, okay. If we compare apples to apples, guess what? Okay.
Why didn't you liberate your country?
That's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different conversation. Okay.
Yes, you like being nice. I like.
No. If I ever visit there, I don't want to get murked. Okay.
I'm just
like conversation.
Hey, we talked about having a conversation. Somebody visiting you, knocking on your door, be like, "Hello, BGS."
Hello, BGS. Oh, yeah. Did they? Oh, hello. Yes, BGS. Yes, we heard that you were on the internet. Yeah, and I heard that you said a few things. Okay, what did I say? Well, it was not very kind to our country. We would appreciate it if you would refrain from expressing such sentiments. Okay.
Duly noted.
In other words, don't let me come back again. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me see that.
It's like Charles giving you a courtesy call. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, they can come in my door if they want. They may not like the ringtone.
Yeah. Don't. If I have to, Charles, if I have to come back, shit's gonna happen. Okay.
Yes.
I tell them
You're the type of guy you see once.
Every time somebody says some stupid shit about their country, why are you here? That's gonna be my first.
It do be kind of bad because you don't. I hate to be that kind of person, but I do be just like really asking people that question. Like, okay, cool. Like I just asked it. I'm gonna say this not be mean. I just simply always ask them the regular questions. Okay, who you are, where you come from, and what did your people do and their accomplishments. And then as soon as I ask people, like usually what country they come from and what's their tribe or what their people come from, what's their accomplishment. If for some reason it gets real quiet. I've always kind of noticed that, especially when I'm talking to different people. I'm just like, okay, bro, but if you kicking is so hot, right? You should be able to replicate that, right? I can pretty sure I can replicate what I do.
You do.
Another country.
And you have, okay? It's because you got the knowledge. How come you don't go back and do the same thing? There's reasons for that, man. There's all kind of secret red tape that you can't see going on in that country. Okay, so I tell brother, well, you know, you've been to Uganda, you know how it is, man.
Oh no, I was about to say no. In Uganda, you can see that red tape. When I tell you, I started that little chicken business up, and then all of a sudden, folk was like, well, you know, you got to pay the district man. I'm like, who the fuck is the district manager, bitch? Like, man, you don't understand, bro. I mean, by the end of it, I was sitting here looking at them for. I was like,
it's not the United States. It's more about handshakes than it is about paperwork.
Basically, right. And one thing I kind of noticed, just like in Uganda, like they want you to really kind of kiss ass, and I'm like, I'm like this. I do a little bit, but it's like a limit for me. It's like I kind of ingratiate you if it makes sense. But bro, I be sitting there like, hey, at the end of the day, bro, like you gonna need my help, boy, before I need yours.
You're going to a third world country, man. So shit's not gonna be smooth. That's what O'Shea's crashing out about. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Get out there.
Okay.
Hey BJS, I got a question for you. I know that you're an educated guy. You could definitely sum it up and answer it. Okay, like for example, when it comes to a lot of manosphere content right now, I agree with a lot of it from the beginning because starting off, guys needed the information about dating and so on and so forth and how to move. But I feel like, okay, like let's take Passport Bros for an example, like, and people like you for an example, right? You all have come up with solutions. So now that a few of you all have come up with solutions that are pretty much viable to the community and for brothers who have any halfway ounce of common sense, right? I'm trying to figure out, why do we still have a lot of black guys online just complaining? Like once you've come up with a cure, right? I feel like, why don't they just focus more on that cure and just ignore talking about continually?
Do you know how hard it is to actually change somebody's worldview if they believe in something?
I can imagine it is very hard because it's hard to take. Yeah.
Did you actually grow up in or around the church?
Ooh, not much in it, so that's why it's easy for me to kind of walk away from it.
I mean, but you grew up around it and not?
I grew up around it, yes.
Okay. How hard is it to talk a Christian out of their faith?
Very hard.
Very hard. It's the same thing with black men. Okay, very hard. Most black men have to crash and burn first.
They got to get that burn mark first. Like, and the thing is, the problem is once you get, depending on the level of the burn mark you get, that may be the end for you, bro. Yeah. So it's like it's literally like my mom used to say, like still saying, what's it? What you say?
But my thing is this: like, I think a lot of these people have already crashed to some degree. So it's like, okay, you all have come with the cure, right? And I mean, if they didn't crash to some degree, they wouldn't be there with all this experience. So
they still believe in it. Okay, it's very hard to change people's worldview. The environment will change your worldview faster than people talking. Okay.
So basically, somebody like Obsidian, he's just talking for the sake of talking. He just
he wants change. But the thing is, okay, talking is not going to change much very fast. But guess what can? Okay, basically, cutting out welfare will make a rapid change, won't it?
Yeah, men traveling to other countries will also.
That'll definitely.
That helps. But the thing is, guess what? Changing her material environment will make her change a lot faster and make him change a lot faster. basically, okay, would you play? When I first saw my first flat screen 50-inch flat screen TV, guess how much it cost? 50 grand. Okay, would you pay that now?
Hell no.
Why?
Way too cheap.
Because you have cheaper options, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now back then, if you want a flat screen TV, you really wanted, you had to pay that money, right? Okay.
Yeah. But
now you're not going to do the same thing. It's because what? Your material environment has changed, has it not?
Yes, it has.
So in other words, like during the crack era, right? Okay, you date differently, right? Because I take you out and you said I'm not gonna give you no pussy. I don't care about giving you no pussy from you. Guess what? You wait right here. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, get that chick that $5-10, get you a little 30-40 minutes, come on back, wash up. Okay, now what? I ain't gotta listen to you. I don't need no pussy from you,
bro. Like when I tell you, bro.
So in other words, what else you got? Okay, because pussy ain't it.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing. I did the same thing to the chick in Uganda, bro. She was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna do this. I ain't know her." I was like, "All right, cool." I went out and left for was gone for about a good 45 minutes, bro. I mean, that day, bro. I mean, the next day, I think she did everything I even wanted her. She did. I didn't even ask her to do, bro.
Yeah.
Like once they know that there's somebody on that other end, and it's like, oh, that's a real credible threat. They just
it is because she's banking on that what she got between her legs is way more valuable than what you have. Okay.
That's why they don't like passport bros.
When you see you go someplace else, whether it's down the street or on a plane, okay, and you can get the same thing for $10. When you come back there, guess how much what's between their legs is worth?
$10.
$10, okay. And she trying to charge you what, a couple hundred? Are you gonna pay it?
Hell no, unless you're retarded.
That's how come. Even though you got welfare and you got a Section 8, okay, when them chicks crash, okay, they're gonna be basically putting it on sale. Okay, it might not be the model that you want. Okay, I'm not getting the Samsung or I'm not getting the Sony. Blah blah blah. It's 55 inches for $1,500.
Still a TV.
But I will take the Sears. I'll take the Walmart special for $155. Okay.
That Hisense, bro. It is what it is.
I'll deal with the with the trade off. Okay.
But Trump, like you said, Trump has threw everybody that's traveling the alley hoop because by him helping with that law that he put in effect where they can't come over here and play the green card scam no more.
Yeah.
Which nobody was really trying to bring them back over here anyway, but that helped out even more for anybody that just might have been slightly naive or something like that. And let's say you fell in love and you brought her back over. Well, if she want to run games, she gonna run her ass back up out of here with the clothes she came with, and she can't be entitled to your stuff. So that right there, I don't know if guys realize or not, that really just put a lot of American women out of business. Allow me to explain. If you have a situation with a guy that has money to get on a plane and you got your finances and stuff together, right? And you can go meet somebody from another country, right? If I marry her, she's not entitled to get half of my stuff. But if I marry this American chick where I come from, she could get half of my stuff. So really, I'm getting a better deal dealing with the foreigner than what I am dealing with her.
And plus, the foreigners' divorce rate, even before that, was only 12%.
Yeah. So for the guys that laugh at passport bros, you're the one getting the more of a messed up deal than the guy that's traveling, because look at what Trump just did in terms of the law. See, your women can still take your stuff. The women we deal with can't take now, even if she's faking like she like us, she still can't walk away with our stuff at this point.
Without the simps supporting these women, okay, all these women that the so-called select guys and players like to deal with, right? Okay.
Yeah,
she putting pressure on him because she need help. Okay, he can't help all these women. Okay, all he's slinging his dick.
Yeah,
you can't help her. What happens when she actually needs help?
She got to find a sucker.
She got to find something, right? Okay. And if you help her, it's gonna cost her something. Okay.
But see, most of those men have already become educated because of you all and because of passport bros and stuff like that, right? So that help that they normally would have probably had at the beginning of 2000 or maybe the 90s or something like that. No self-respecting man at this point. I'm not saying nobody's not going to be dumb and desperate. I'm going to just say no self-respecting man at this point is going to go for that deal for the most part.
There's a whole bunch of self-respecting men that's still choking on that blue pill. Okay, less and less, but there's still people out there. Hear them all the time.
When I'm telling you, dude, I was in there with a 19-year-old cat. The women was out there trying to do the, I was watching them put the genjutsu on the guy, and then necessarily the funniest thing is I'm watching them come out in and out of the genjutsu on a repeated basis, and I'm like, he almost there. I was like, he almost there. Man.
Okay, King Picks, man, you young man, so I'm gonna give you some fucking game, okay? Okay, give you some goddamn game because evidently you don't know. You talking shit, don't know what the fuck you are talking about. Okay, how come she can actually give it away to you for free? Okay. Why can't she do that? King Picks. How come she give it to somebody else for free? I'll wait. In fact, why don't you come up here?
Yeah, I want to hear this.
It's called economics. Why is it that she can actually give it away to somebody for free? Come on, man.
You know he's not coming up. He's a troll.
No, he's not.
What gets me about a lot of these guys, man, when you are deeply into them.
Come on, Louis. If Louis at work, I would ask him. Come on, he's at work. Okay. How can she afford to give it away for free to somebody, anybody?
With me, well, first off, it didn't cost much. Like, it's literally free.
Okay, the thing is because somebody else is paying for her, right? Okay. It could. Guess who the biggest simp is?
You dope boys and shit and all that.
Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam is the biggest simp. Give her jobs, give her money, give her tax breaks, give her Section 8, give her welfare, give her food stamps, give her what? Medical. Uncle Sam's the biggest simp.
Cell phone plan, aka Obama phone.
So what happens when she can't give it away for free?
I sit there on the market then, right?
Got to put herself on the market, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how come she mad that the simps are going someplace else. That's how come a lot of players are mad that the simps are going someplace else because now they got to pay. Got to come out their pocket, out of their end. She can't afford to give it away for free no more.
Yep. It's upset the balance of power and everything for everybody. You laugh because you know it's the truth, fam.
No, you gotta understand. But when I was out there, bro, I walk in the streets. They're like, "Hey, how you doing?" Now, because I stick out because I'm technically light skinned in Africa, right? So when I'm walking in, they like, "Hey."
Mm-hmm.
What's the word? Not Yabono. What's the word? What's the wrong word? Mzungu. I'm like, hey, girl, first off, I'm
white
not
boy,
white.
white man.
No, you're white.
You're like Latin America. They call you gringo for a reason.
Yeah. I understand, but I just tell them that just for the hell of it, right? So I'm like, I'm not white. She was like, no, it means foreigner. And boy, they were trying to get me up in them little rooms. It was like, you can come here and relax. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to relax. I'm fine. Like, hey, bro. They started.
You were basically like, I remember. You remember the movie Blood Diamonds with Leo DiCaprio and Djimon Hounsou?
Yep.
You remember like when he was like when DiCaprio was waiting like across the street from the prison for Hounsou to come out, and all these like prostitutes came started hassling him and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's what you're dealing with. That's what happened in a way for you, fam.
Like I said,
and he was like telling them, back off, I'm not interested. But they were like, oh, but wait, I don't have no A's, none of that. I'm not interested.
Hey, bro. Funniest thing is how they was out there trying to toss it to me. I was like, oh, I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, but I got other things I gotta do. I'm trying to handle business.
Yeah. Like go down to Latin America. Them poor chicks can't afford to give it away for free like that.
Yeah,
he thinking about the culture, thinking about some game and swag or something. He gonna walk up on her with his game and swag, and she's supposed to magically get down or something. A lot of these guys watch too many pimp movies and stuff, man. They believe everything a rapper done told them. They believe that life work a certain way based off entertainment.
I mean, game and swag works in an environment where there's plenty. Okay, game and swag don't work that way when there's not.
Yeah, when everybody ain't got when everybody needed two slices of bread and you out there talking about, girl, I got something, I can whisper something with the sweet nothings in your ear, bro. That don't.
Hell, it's about to not work over here no more with the way the economy going.
Hey, bro, I be looking at each. I be like, hey. But when I tell you them chicks be out there, hey, can you help me with my kids? I be like, what you gonna pay me for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I tell them chicks, oh, you going to have to pay me? Like, oh,
yeah. I'm bringing. If I was a extra hand or a nanny or something like that, where I had to come and help take care of your kids, what would you pay?
Exactly.
No.
You better show them your stepdaddy membership card too.
And
you guys show that card that you're a member of the stepdaddy union.
When I'm in your house, okay, you feel protected because there's a man in the house. Okay. What are you gonna pay? I want to hear
exactly. That. I told this one girl, she was like, "Oh my god, I want to get me what you said." She said, "I want to get me a man or whatever." I was like, "Girl, you can't afford a good man." She was like, "What?" I was like,
"Yeah."
If I was to really break it down, I was like, "You want 24-hour protection, right?" And I was like, "Well, shit. Well, my charge is gonna be at least $100 an hour." So basically, we did the math. I was like, "Girl, you only got $200,000 in your pocket, so you can't afford a good man to protect you. You can't afford a good cook. You can't. How much hours is a on-call mechanic?" When we did the math, I was like, "Girl, you about a couple dollars short, girl." When I mean a couple dollars, I mean about $500,000. So you really can't afford a good man.
That's when you start out on the street like that, where it's cheaper. That's the trick, okay? Than it is to actually get married or be in a relationship, okay? A lot of guys gonna do the math, okay? Well, they still do it, yeah, but the thing is, they're not gonna do it for the price that you want. Price got to come down.
And see, even a foreign brother, right? I remember I was walking up the street in this foreign country that I love to go to, right? And this guy, he happened to speak a little English, and he said something along the lines of what you said, BGS. And I was just talking to him, and I was like, "Man, this girl beautiful over here, man. I need to probably, see if I could date her or something." And I was dealing with different women, and I kid you not, this Latino man looked at me and said, "That's the craziest thing I ever heard." I said, "Why you say that?" He said, "Why would you date them?" He said, "Do you know it costs you more money and more time to be trying to settle with one of them when you can have multitudes of these women over here? You just throw them a little something, and you can have a different variety."
Yeah.
And then when he said that, the light bulb just went off, man. And this is a Latino man. We in his country, and he's like, "Why are you trying to date them? They cost more when you date them."
They cost more when you date them. Yeah. I actually showed the earlier. I actually showed the so I can find it again. Okay, I actually showed you a diagram the white boy came up with years ago. Okay, years ago. Okay. So it pops up. Hey, what happened? There it is. Okay. Okay. This up here is what it costs in investment, male investment, right? This is sexual choice, right? Okay. For the alpha, okay, polygamy, multiple women for free, if you're an alpha in this country, right? Or less cost is less investment, right? Okay. The maximum investment is being what we call the beta range, right? Arranged marriage, traditional marriage, serial marriage, right? You're actually paying for it. That's like 80-90% of your income, right? Okay. And as you go down, even long-term monogamous, okay, is considered beta, even though it's less than up here. That's the maximum that you pay. Being married or married, long-term relationship is second, all right? Okay. Alpha is the same way, right? They actually get a little bit of a break, right? Okay. Hookups for beta, okay, is less, right? And guess what the least is, okay? Down here. Prostitution and hooking up, prostitution and sugar babies, okay? That's the least, okay? The least investment. It's a whole lot less to be down here, okay? Even though you get shit for it, is because guess what? Society says it's better for society for this. To invest in this for them,
like basically,
yeah. For the women, the children, and society, it's actually better for them because that's the maximum you can get out of you. Okay,
for women, basically.
Okay, this chart is 100% accurate. Okay, that's how come they always push you to do this, right? You can't do this, then they push you to do that, which is long-term serial. Okay, and then after that, if they can't get that, hook up and long-term potential. Okay. Well, passport bros are doing this, okay? They're cutting all that shit out. So it's basically not worth it for women, for the most part, if men start doing this, okay? Because they have to give up too much, and men don't have to invest as much.
Let me ask you this, BGS. Do you think they will actually be able to? And this is rhetorical question that I'm asking you because I know the answer to it. I know they can't stop men from traveling or dealing with women overseas. But do you think these women and beta males over here would actually be able to be successful one day at stopping men from going to other countries and having intimate relationships with other adults?
Not in a free country, okay? In a more rigorous country, it's harder. But even China can't start. A authoritarian country like China or South Korea can't stop this shit. So guess what? No.
Definitely can't stop it here.
You can't stop it because, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When I didn't leave this country officially until I was like 27. Yeah, about 27 officially, right? When I started leaving, you can't come back here, bro.
Okay. Juicy juice, okay? See, you trying to get into morality, okay? The fact is, there's a reason that you're down there with them. It's because it costs you less. Got nothing to do with how they look at you. Whether it's a prostitute, whether it's Craigslist, whatever, right? Don't care how they look at you, okay? There's a reason they look at you that way.
Like, do you like? I really gonna be honest. Do you really think I care that a bitch that got to suck dick for a living? Do you really think I care about her opinion, bro? Like that to me, y'all are baffling to me. Like the question.
Yeah, seriously. Like, look at her job, dog. Like
for real, bro. Like
you work at McDonald's and I got money to buy a cheeseburger, but you looking down on me because I came to buy a cheeseburger today?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Sex worker saver. I'm like, juicy juice, whatever dude name is.
We must go to the
sex worker saver, bro. I'm telling you.
We must go to the temple of the oracle of the dick sucker to get her advice and her wisdom.
Who's that?
I really need her to like me. I really need her to like me and favor me.
Silence. The oracle's about to speak.
Has spoken.
Well, you got somebody with you or what?
Remember, the oracle says never talk with your mouth full, only she can. Like I really like y'all niggas.
Candy Grandpa Mango.
Y'all niggas.
Candy Grandpa Mango.
But that's why they push you toward marriage, because when women first got the vote in 1920, guess what they closed down?
The brothels.
The brothels and the bars, right? Okay.
Oh yeah, prohibition.
Yeah.
Back in 1919, I think is when it came into action. Okay.
Because it lessens their value as far as being a wife in marriage. Okay.
Oh,
it does.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna take pussy. Wait a minute. I could get $10. I gotta pay $10,000 for the wedding, and I can get $10 to get what I wanted in the first place.
Yeah.
For back in the day, for a nickel, you could get a shot and some ass. That's crazy.
Basically, being married, okay. Being married is basically for children anyway. If you want kids, that's different. You don't want to, you don't want to be having no kids by a hooker, okay?
No,
not the way to go. Other than that, getting married for vagina makes no sense to me.
You know the funny
that just makes you a mule, as I say, as a esoteric.
I mean, you're overpaying for a mediocre vagina, and most chicks have mediocre vaginas. Especially ones with a low body count.
Facts, bro. I be sitting there like this shit. It's just this average ass pussy.
It's average, yeah. Sometimes below average pussy. Okay, that you paying
got
for.
Throwaway pussy.
Average at best.
She's got throwaway pussy. Deal with it.
Oh wait. Hey,
Okay.
See that Kevin Gates clip that he was talking about Brittany Renner? Yeah, he
What'd
was.
he say?
Yeah. He went down on. He was saying that was the average. It ain't really all hitting on like that. You don't suck dick good. You come in here I'm like Kevin. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
That's something she has to prey on guys that are inexperienced.
Like 15 and shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like I think I saw somebody was saying, she was like, that is a true predator, and I was like, yeah, she true.
Okay. Now you got proposing to 3 or 4. Why would you propose to a 3 or 4? She's not a mother. Okay? She's there for sex, okay?
I keep saying, I keep saying,
What is you guys talking about proposing to 3 or 4s? Okay.
In the words,
you talking about strays on the street, or you talking about pros? Which one you talking about, man?
Well, okay, when I mean,
I'm talking about him.
BT, I live in Atlanta, so like my meter for this kind of throw it off, but like okay, my meter for what I call a pro necessarily, right? If you out here, you gotta you out here quote unquote what's the word I'm gonna say it. You selling box to necessarily get your rent done. Me in my mind,
okay, what's a pro, man?
What's a pro woman who have sex for
money, right? That's your business, right? Okay,
business, yeah.
Not to get your rent paid. That's your business, okay? Streetwalker, part-time streetwalker, Craigslist, OnlyFans, stripper, escort. Those are pros.
Instagram influencer.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, I'm saying
if she's taking clients, she's a pro.
Okay, yeah. So these dudes out here trying to save sex workers then, because like I see most of the kind of cats they like the women they basically trying to quote unquote save are your TikTok thoughts, your e-girls, your the ladies of the night, but they clean it a little bit better. And I'm sitting here like, and you see what I'm saying, or like I call them S workers light quote unquote. I'm paying.
You TikTok and IG are like gray areas, okay? Unless you're putting prices out there.
I'll put it to you like this, right?
80% are.
Really, what it comes down to is black men on a whole. I'll say the majority of black men do not know what a wife is. Black men are taught that every woman is a wife. And every woman, regardless of who she is, as long as she has 2 X chromosomes, deserves a husband. I don't care who she is, where she comes from, what she looks like. If she is a woman, she deserves to be a wife. If she looks like she may like you, or she's in your presence, she deserves to be a wife.
Yeah, I got one word for that one. Well, new phrase. Fuck out of here.
I mean, you'll learn. I mean, if you want to do that because you're inexperienced, you can do that. You'll learn.
Yeah, I keep telling you.
No, but you're taught that. That's what.
You are not taught to do. You are not taught by your mama to marry up a wife up a hoe. Oh no, you're not.
Not to wife up a hoe, but what we saying by society that every woman.
I guarantee. Hey, use your business. Take a stripper or a streetwalker home to your mama and tell your mama what she does. See if she approves.
She's gonna be like Bush and Bullwinkle. Hell to the no.
Hold on. Use your business. Will your mama approve?
Hey,
well, technically, I didn't.
No. Don't stop beating around the fucking bush. You're not a rapper or beatboxer, okay? Yes or no?
You know what? Stop lying. I did date a stripper for one point in time, and I told her what she did. Kind of looked at her like.
Would your mama approve?
Oh, my mom? Oh, probably not.
Okay. So your mama's not teaching you to actually go out there and wife up a registered 304. Okay.
I mean, registered or unregistered, you still a 304.
No, there's a difference. Charles said there's a big difference between a pro and a renegade. Okay, a chick that's actually giving away for free.
And amateur work, if you would.
There's a hoe versus a slut.
A D1 hoe versus like a D3.
No, like a park leaguer, that plays on the weekends versus an NBA player. Okay,
it is levels to this game. I know what you're saying, but I still put them in a whole category. Like it's just professional whole.
You have to separate them, man. Okay, if that's the case, 90% of your chicks are hoes. Okay.
Yes, I do look at most of 90% of black women as hoes.
Gotta see the service announcement. A lot of you niggas need to stop fucking these bitches whose bodies look like Zoidberg right out the shelf.
They need to, but those are ones that they defend.
Oh yeah, those
they deserve to be treated like queens.
I can work with. Yeah. I can put on a girl. I can work with her.
How the fuck did black women become so fucking fat?
That was the food, basically food. That's what happened. They started. That's what trying to take all these stuff out of the food.
I was going to say white supremacy, but
you know what? The number one thing they spend food stamps on. Guess what it is?
Junk shit.
No, guess what? No, guess what it is?
Hot Cheetos.
Soda.
Ew.
By a wide margin. Okay.
Ew.
That's why they're fat.
Ew.
That kind of explained the Mexican thing then.
They be a great shape. Now they built like larger versions of Mexican women.
Basically, Robbie, because I've been down to Mexico, bro. When them sodas start hitting, and I think they had that first kid. After that first kid, and the amount of bread and soda they
The
be
metabolism goes out of whack.
Yeah.
Hey, BJs, wouldn't it be safe to say that brothers traveling and all this new knowledge has put them dating roaches out of business, right?
Okay.
Basically.
Okay. Basically, most black men, okay, as far as body size and that kind of what they put up with are simps, okay? Most of them are. You're trained to be a simp. Most black men put up with bad attitudes and less than spectacular bodies. Most of them, I would say, like 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more like 85, according to Charles. You don't know who you're talking to.
85.
So I'm saying, so with that logic, BJ, you say that most men are trained to accept most women, regardless of kind of their like obviously like the obvious 3 or 4 behavior, but outside of that, they're trained to accept most women outside of that, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Very, very few guys that I know of accept pros. Okay, very few guys because they can't go that far. They can't bring that chick home to the family. Okay,
but okay, yeah. So when I was explaining earlier, I didn't say that. That was my fault for not explaining that. But I was saying like most men are trained to like accept most women for regardless of anything. Like I said, outside of obviously selling box.
In other words, there's a wide range of what black men will accept. Okay.
Yes.
A very wide range, and sometimes I'm shocked at how wide the range actually is.
That's why it feels like it's almost anything.
Because one who commented that Miss Universe was not attractive. Okay,
who the fuck said that?
This black dude from the Philippines. I'm not your ordinary black man. Said I can tell. I said I can tell. Actually, you probably pretty close are because your picker's off. Okay, because only a black man will say some shit like that.
Why would black men see an obviously attractive woman say she's not attractive?
Who's black? Obviously, this is a black woman.
She was Miss Nigeria and she was Miss Universe. Okay, and she's not attractive.
When white people say you're attractive, you're attractive.
Yeah, it might not be his cup of tea, but you're attractive. Okay.
I mean,
objectively speaking, it's subjective.
Sometimes disgusts me because if you say Miss Universe isn't cute, what do you pull besides growing muscles?
And back muscles?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I bet you if I see some of your ex-girlfriends, it's gonna look like a fucking creature feature. It's gonna be like Universal Studios.
I'm not saying there aren't guys that are picky. Like Charles is fairly picky about the women and how they look. Okay. But Charles is a cop. He knocks on doors where they weren't as picky. Okay.
I mean, if y'all like the big backs, God damn.
There's a lot of them that do, and sometimes for a small fee.
Some of y'all niggas, I gotta say, y'all like a man will date to his ego and his wallet, boy. That is so true.
That is true. Okay, and big backs are cheaper.
And that's the confidence level of most black men.
Yeah. I mean, but that comes from training because an incel white boy will not accept it. Okay. I don't care. I'd rather jack off till I die.
Yeah, they got too much pride and self-respect, supposedly.
Yeah, black men are just pussy hounds.
Black men are trained to be concubines, man. They are. Okay, which irritates me. A black man's ego is actually built into pleasing his woman. Okay, financially and sexually. You ain't a good man unless you coming out the pocket, taking care of her, taking care of the kids, and fucking her and blowing her back out. Okay. Are you talking to us? Use your business talking to us?
I think he's away from his phone.
I'm talking to other people. My bad. I'm sorry.
I'll go ahead and mute you, man.
Usual business. Do your drug deals. Your drug deals at other times.
My bad.
No, go ahead and finish the conversation, man. We're just gonna mute you.
Oh, yeah, doing drug deals and shit online. You gotta know better than that. But I'm
Y'all
just,
forget, y'all
Hey, you
forget,
know y'all
man.
fucked up, right?
You got
You know
200
that.
people listening to your ass, man. Got to remember.
I be thinking to myself, like, it actually saddens me how much it took and how many years I had to notice that they're the garbage man of the dating world. It's like,
Yeah.
you niggas will accept.
And then you're gonna say, well, I think the problem is because men don't have standards. Okay. The thing is, why don't they have standards? How come
Because
white men have standards and black men don't?
because black women wouldn't get men if black men had standards.
I keep
Better.
saying that though. I literally
Yeah,
keep
but
saying
who tells black men that this is what they're supposed to accept?
And your mother will tell you not to date a pretty bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Go get you a bitch with some weight on her. She
Mm-hmm.
gonna be better.
Oh yeah, if she too thin, she white girl thin, they're gonna start picking her as soon as she walk in.
Mm-hmm.
We need to feed you, okay? You too skinny, okay? You need something to hold on to, okay? Don't let him say that you can't eat. Don't let him tell you what you can't do. I've heard that. Man, I've been hearing that shit all my life. You know, with mom and grandma telling you what she shouldn't let you do in your relationship. Okay, I used to hear that shit all the time.
man. Well, you know what? I never had that necessarily issue because I don't really bring too many girls around my family at all. But I think my family have never tried that with me. I'm gonna say that much. But I think my family kind of already know. I don't even say the black sheep, but I'm the one who don't take no bullshit for none of them. So they already kind of know. Like they see me, they be like, "Oh, you out of the country again? Okay then." Like they already know what it is for me. So
yeah, well, they've given up on you.
yeah,
They're giving up on you. So that's what they're talking about is just going to go through one ear and out the other.
Mm-hmm.
A fairly normality. I don't recall this body positivity crap amongst black folks when I was growing up. Is because the food hadn't changed yet, Black Guru. Okay, when the food changed, I remember because the girlfriend that I had back in the mid-aughts, okay,
Mm-hmm.
her daughter was coming of age, right? All of a sudden, the fat Keeney came out.
what?
Oh,
They called it a fat bikini. In other words, instead of a bikini for fat girls, okay, that look more like a onesie.
Oh,
Okay.
that ugly. Oh, that's
what in the Isaiah Thomas, as Snowman would say.
So in other words, they thought they were sexy, actually wanted to be accepted, right? So the Lizzo body positivity, fat acceptance movement started like the mid-aughts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And they blame boomers for actually training it. We didn't train that shit. We told you no, she's fat. Just like Kevin said, she's fat. But the thing is, you guys were taught, but she got an ass, she got box. Okay.
Ew.
Yeah,
I
you're
had
right,
to say that to
BGS.
my homeboy's girlfriends. Like, sometimes I'll be looking at them and be like, dude, you could do so much better. But I had to remember the ego. A lot of them don't have the ego they claim they have.
Who's that? With black men?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, man. Okay, that ego gets beaten out of you pretty early, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's one reason why they don't like to put black boys into martial arts, because the mama don't want him to be as submissive for as long as possible.
It's kind of funny when my mother tried it again. And I'll be looking at her and I'll be like, you know, I'm either going to argue with you or I'm going to just leave. Which one is it?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to get your way. What you mean? You're not going to get your way.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just be like, don't tell me this bitch is cute. Do you want to look like this, Ma? No.
Yeah.
Don't cute.
No, I've had those discussions, man, with girls and babies and shit like that, and like I said, and I'm grown. I told my mother tried that with me who I was dating when I was like 21, right? I said I don't live in your house, and I don't tell you what you did, who you need to date to be married to. Okay, I'm a grown ass man.
Mm-hmm.
Stay out of my business. Okay, I'm not bringing my business to your house. Stay out of my business.
But you should get a girl who no. If you let your mom pick a girlfriend for you, that really shows you how much your mom likes.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my mother tried that with me. I had to shut that down immediately.
Now, see, back in the day, the gynocracy checked a lot of this shit. Right when they stopped, that's when things started to fall apart.
Like really, like people, they really thought they were attractive being fat bitches.
They still do. They still do. They go on TikTok. I'm not willing to accept a coffee date. Chick, you 300 pounds.
You are the table.
And the chairs.
She more like an entire booth.
Yeah, we're gonna go about 10 more minutes, guys, and we're gonna get out of here.
Definitely, it's almost time for me to go ahead. Shit.
Oh, you East Coast, so yeah.
Yeah, it's about time for me anyway, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get bounced up out of here. All right, then chat into the panel, man.
Yeah.
Oos.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch you later, Zulu. Oos.
Yep.
To BGS, your point, I remember it was some D.L. Hughley said this on one of his comedy albums. It was called Claire. He had a scenario where his woman asked him, "If I gained 300 pounds, would you love me?" And he was like, "No. If I can't lift you, then I can't love you. That's how it is."
I can love you and not be with you. Okay, I can love you at 300 pounds, but not be around you. Can't be
love you from afar.
Love you from afar. You know. Yep.
Oh, god damn.
Love and proximity don't have anything to do with each other. Okay. Yeah, but the thing is, that's what that's why I didn't go off on the thing. That's why when I was basically, you guys are not dealing with the fucking problem. I'm trying to solve the problem by doing what? Telling me black men to man up. Okay, they've been saying that shit for 60 years. How has that worked?
They're not listening. It's like I said. Say I want leaders, but you don't want to listen. How the fuck am I supposed to deal with this? Like,
the thing is, you have to change first. Okay, you have to be willing to follow first before I can lead you. Don't if you don't want to follow, cooperate, don't be with me. And black men don't ask for much.
You know the old saying, black women don't date corny black men, but they will date a corny.
Yeah, why? Because black men begin in a hole,
and they belong on a pedestal.
Yeah, and white men begin on a pedestal.
I mean, think about it. In order for Serena Williams to fuck with Common, he had to be Common. But this corny ass nigga that she's married to now, who makes significantly less money than her, he's alright.
Yeah. Okay.
The Williams sisters color struck. What's fucking wrong with them?
Yeah, they are. But that's the world they lived in. Tennis is not a black sport.
I want to be the cute one. You're not.
Tennis is not a black sport.
Only black men can make Serena Williams the sex symbol.
Well, she had a body back then, so white men liked her too. So I don't get it twisted.
She had a body, but she looks like me shaved.
Yeah, but that body made up for it. So.
And that voice was.
But Hannah is worth what, like $500 million now. So.
What's that?
Her husband.
Yep.
He's actually owns a lot of Reddit. So. Yeah. So he's worth like $500 million now. So she made out. She did all right.
Yeah. Like God damn. Like I had to be the man to get this.
Hey BGS, I got good news.
Yes, sir.
No overdoses today in the store.
Okay. I mean, is that common in the store for that to happen?
Yeah. Oh okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Either you got the whites come down from the burbs.
Okay.
Come down to the city slumming. And now it's getting cold. And that's when it happens a lot. They come inside, go to the bathroom, shoot up, and
okay. Never came out, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
We just called it Pennsylvania Avenue in Baltimore.
Tell me what is it called? What is it? Amsterdam?
That's Pennsylvania Avenue.
I know. From the wire, Amsterdam.
Oh, Charles, I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods in November.
Who's that? BGS?
No,
No,
that's Louis.
Who's Wood?
November 10th is the 250th birthday of the Marine Corps. So everybody's converging into Philadelphia.
Yeah, okay. He's he's Baltimore though.
Yeah.
Only 2 hours away. Not that bad.
Jersey's closer to Philly.
Yeah. Right there.
All right, folks. Close the talk. Gotta get out of here. Go ahead. J-Dog, what Simplify?
Hey, before, yeah. Y'all go first.
It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. If you ain't got nothing, then I'll close it out.
See it.
Well,
all right.
I'll just say then, as usual, y'all ain't shit. Never been shit. Never will be shit. And God bless y'all for it. Good night.
In this life for the next. Okay.
Or the previous one.
All right, good people.
Love you too. Bye.
Let's see. Where is he at?
And with that, I just have 2 more words to say. Obama out.
Музыка Денис Шеден.